star. He's a big star. You're not gonna catch him. You're not gonna catch him and do something to him, and it'll be more likely that he has people where you are before you have people where he is. Right. That's just as people are going about life, like not even on a plan. Like Ja really went to go perform, and niggas like, oh, word. Like, what do you do?
The other reason, like you were saying, why people don't say much about him is that niggas don't want to deal with that.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Bruh, I know we already covered the 50 Cent and T.I situation, but it just got way worse overnight.
Oh, Lord. Again. Nothing new, nothing changed, same old shit.
This is turning into real war energy because now it is not just posts and trolling. Now it is music. Now it is diss records. Now it is old allegations getting dragged back into daylight. And once you do that, you cannot put it back in the box. People keep treating 50 like he is untouchable, like he's some final boss you cannot speak on.
You think you're a man with a gun in your hand, don't you?
Nah, 50 is just a man, a petty man with a big platform and a long memory. And T.I don't care. He basically just said, cool, you want to play internet bully? I am about to flip the whole story on you. I am about to make you the topic, not me. So today I am breaking down what this update really means, why 50's trolling playbook is finally backfiring, why the new generation does not respect the old fear aura, and why this is the exact kind of beef that goes from jokes to somebody actually getting hurt. Bruh, last time it was trolling, Instagram posts, caption wars, everybody acting tough on the phone. Cool. Now it is diss records. Now it is lyrics. Now it is people dragging old stuff back into the light that was supposed to stay buried. And once you cross into that lane, the rules change. Because a post disappears in 24 hours. A diss record does not. A diss record lives forever. People can quote it forever. Reaction channels can eat forever. Your kids can hear it forever. So when I say it got 10 times worse, I mean the type of worse that changes reputations. The type of worse that makes dudes feel like they gotta prove something in real life. This is the exact blueprint of how internet jokes turn into real problems. Quick recap for anybody just now pulling up. This started as versus talk. T.I basically said 50 been ducking smoke. 50 did not respond with, cool, let's do it. 50 responded like the hood Wendy Williams. He started posting clips, pushing the snitch narrative, doing the little humiliation tactics he always does. Then he took it a step further and posted tiny. And once you post a man's wife in front of millions,
me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
You are not responding. You are violating. And that is when King Harris jumped in and went nuclear. He brought up 50's late mother, gravesite energy, dead mom jokes, all that.
Mama, I'm not going. So tell your dead ass I'ma dig her ass up and post a picture that look better than my mama. Fuck wrong with you, nigga. Tie y'all y'all know who the fuck I fuck with. You better put that music up and shut the fuck up, nigga. Cause all that other shit ain't gonna get it. On my mother. Your mama dead as fuck, nigga. Dig that bitch up. Not going. Not going. Now what the fuck you gonna do about that? Nigga, not going. I don't give a fuck how nigga dead. Nigga, not going. Nigga, post my mama like your mama ain't dead as fuck.
Yo, that one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
That is the line where the internet split. Half said 50's asked for it. Half said, nah, you never bring up the dead. Either way, everybody agreed on one thing. This is now too far. So that is where we left it. And now the update is, it did not cool down. It escalated. Now the new headline is simple. T.I dropped a diss record titled The Right One. And I actually enjoyed it. It had that old T.I energy. He rapping like he got something to prove. And honestly, that is the only time I like hearing T.I sometimes. When he rapping like somebody tested him. But here's the real question. Why drop a diss record at 50 in 2026? Because if we being honest, 50 seems to have retired ages ago. 50 will clown you before he will trade verses. But even if he was active, can 50 really go against T.I?
Shit, I don't even know. Like, I can't even tell you that. Like,
so the diss is not just about getting a reply. It is about shifting the narrative. It is about making the crowd look at 50 differently. It is like T.I saying, you not about to keep playing this boogeyman role on Instagram. I am about to put you on the stand. I am about to make you the topic. And that is why this got dangerous. Because now it is not a meme war. It is a reputation war. And this is the part y'all gotta hear. People keep giving 50 this untouchable aura, like he's some final boss in rap beef. That is weird to me. 50 is just a man. A petty man with a big platform and a long memory. That is all. He not teleporting. He not bulletproof in conversation. He not a wizard. He just loud and relentless. And he knows how to weaponize the internet. The reason his playbook works is because most people do not want their business on blogs. They do not want old stuff resurfaced. They do not want their wife turned into a meme, so they avoid him. That is not fear, that is fatigue. But the second somebody does not care about fatigue, the second somebody is willing to go all the way back and start pulling old narratives into daylight, his aura cracks. And that is what T.I is trying to do with this diss. He trying to turn 50 from the bully into the dude who needs therapy.
Stop it. Get some help.
From the boogeyman into the internet troll. That is a different look. So yes, the diss track matters, even if 50 never raps back. And we know he ain't. But yeah, it changes how the crowd sees the whole beef. Now let's break down what T.I actually did on this record. The first thing he did was call out the behavior, not just the man. He basically painted 50 as somebody who plays tough online but moves like a detective and a troll in real life. He's saying you not a gangster. You prey on the weak. You kick people while they down. You a grown man making memes. And I am not gonna lie, that bar is hitting because that is literally 50's brand now. Then he goes straight for the psychology. He hits that angle like, you hate women. You cannot keep one. You did not receive love from your mother, so you move bitter.
Emotional damage.
That is not even a rap diss. That is a character diagnosis. That is T.I trying to make the audience stop laughing with 50 and start looking at 50 like, wait, why does he always do this to women? Why does he always do this to people when they down? You don't find that
suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Then he hits the respect angle. He basically calling 50 small in a big shell. Less talent, less motion, moving where it is less traffic. Translation, you not brave, you just strategic. And the key part is, he keeps coming back to the same theme. You not tough, you just online. You say everything with your thumb. You move like a blogger, not like a boss. That is the smartest part of the diss, because it aligns perfectly with what we already feel. Even people who like 50 will admit he be moving like a big fool. Now here's where it gets heavier. T.I did not just keep it at jokes and character shots. He started referencing old narratives and paperwork talk. He says stuff like, he got paperwork from dudes in prison with 50 name in it. He hints at 50 being some kind of informant. That is one lane, but the bigger lane is when he brings up that old story about the house fire and babies in the house. That is a serious accusation. T.I is reviving that narrative. And the reason that matters is because it tells you what kind of war this is becoming. Because bruh, once you start pulling out the darkest rumor folder, you are not trying to win a beef. You trying to permanently stain somebody. That is scorched earth behavior. That is not let's trade shots. That is, I want you looking different forever. And this is exactly why I keep saying, it is all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. Because when you bring up old trauma, old allegations, and family stuff, you are playing with real emotions, not just internet jokes. And bruh, I do not care how many memes 50 posts. I do not care how many captions he writes. 50 is just a man. All that untouchable energy people give him is weird.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Like he's some supernatural bully. He just consistent. And a lot of people around him are scared of being embarrassed. That is not power. That is people protecting their image.
The other reason, like you were saying, why people don't say much about him is that niggas don't want to deal with that.
I was rapping about it. That's what I don't like about it. Like, and we, I mean, I'm a fan of 50. I'm a fan of T.I. You know what I mean? It's not about the music. It's about just like, we ain't got to move this way. Like, you won. You up. You survived all life. You successful. Like,
both of them.
Yeah, just enjoy. But I'm talking about the 50. Like, enjoy. T.I. seems to enjoy it. Sometimes with 50, as an outside observer, as a fan, it looks like almost like, are you happy? It's like there always has to be somebody to
See, I think that's where you get the happiness from.
And
I'm not.
I don't want to psychoanalyze him, but
I'm not gonna go that far.
I don't think you're wrong.
Before you get to him being a bully, he's sensitive.
A lot of bullies are,
and he'll tell you that. But knowing that, you kind of just.
And the reason this is even happening is because 50 crossed the boundary first. He dragged Tiny into it. He made it family business. So I cannot sit here and act shocked that the family responded like it is family business. People keep saying, you cannot tell nobody how to respond to disrespect. I agree. You cannot, but you also cannot play innocent when the response comes back nuclear. So to me, both things can be true. 50 started moving like an internet bully, and King went too far bringing up the dead. Both of those things can be true at the same time. Now let's talk about why 50's playbook usually works. Because it is not magic. It is incentives. The algorithm rewards humiliation. The blogs reward humiliation. The comments reward humiliation. If you post a man's worst angle, it runs. If you post a woman to embarrass her, it runs. If you post an old clip with the right caption, it runs. 50 understood that before most people. He does not need to win in music. He needs to win in attention, because attention is leverage. He throws a rock, then sits back and watches the internet fight for him. Meanwhile, the other person is forced to respond because silence looks like weakness. It is basically emotional terrorism with memes. You either ignore it and look weak, or respond and look bothered. Either way, he gets control. That is why people call him the boogeyman. Not because he is physically scary, because he is socially exhausting. But the reason it is backfiring right now is because the other side is not trying to protect the image the same way. He got the right ones now. They willing to go loud. They willing to go on wax. So why is it backfiring this time? Simple. The room changed. Back in the day, 50's intimidation worked because people had more to lose in private. They did not want old stories resurfaced. They did not want to explain themselves. They did not want the blogs digging. King does not care. He grew up in the clout era. He is not protecting some sacred mystery. He is posting. He is talking. He is going for the throat. He is trying to win the moment, not preserve a legacy. Then you add T.I dropping the diss record. Now it is not just King being loud. It is T.I putting a stamp on the whole situation like, nah, this is official. This is war. And that creates a new dynamic, because now 50 cannot just meme it away. He can try, but the other side is feeding the crowd in multiple ways. Posts, clips, and now music. And here's another reason. We tired of the untouchable aura. A lot of folks been wanting to see somebody stand up to 50's trolling for a long time. So the second somebody does it, the crowd leans in like, finally. It is like watching the class bully finally get called out.
Oh my God! Wow!
Even if the person calling them out is doing too much, people still cheer because they are tired of the bully winning by default. Man, the internet is a drug. It makes grown men feel invincible. It makes disrespect feel like comedy. It makes people forget there are real families behind these names, real trauma behind those jokes, and real consequences behind that LOL. And I'm gonna say it again, 50 is just a man. That untouchable energy people give him is weird. It is like folks cheering for a bully because he is entertaining. But entertainment is not the same thing as being right, and it is not the same thing as being safe. T.I dropping a diss record changes the whole game, because now it is not just memes, it is reputations. It is old narratives resurfacing. And once people start pulling out the darkest folders, it stops being fun. That is when somebody gets hurt, physically or mentally or legally. That is when it turns into real life. And somewhere in the background, you already know some dudes are sitting back like, thank God the spotlight not on me this week. Because when 50 get bored, he picks a target. And now for once, the target is firing back hard. I got a question for y'all. Do you think 50 is actually unbothered? Or do you think he is quietly plotting the kind of get back that takes months to hit, but hurts way more? Hey, I know I said I was going to drop some more Dr. Umar.
Lord have mercy.
But life keeps lifing. So enjoy this one while I prepare the next video. And I'll see you on the next one. Panda out.